He said after 40 days, he sees our fifth Imam in his dream who tells him, Alayka bi Fatima bi Qum. Upon you is to go ahead and do the ziyarah of Fatima, Marsuma Qum. He wakes up, he says, Imam, I was looking to find the grave of Janab Sayyidah, which is hidden from us. And then the response that I get from Imam is what? Alayka bi Fatima bi Qum. Upon you is the ziyarah of Fatima Marsuma in Qum. Here he realizes that what Imam is trying to tell him after this wadifa that he had done, that right now on the face of the earth, if you want to do the ziyarah of Fatima Zahra, the daughter of Rasulullah, you can go to Qum and do the ziyarah of Fatima Masuna Qum, and you will get the same exact reward. That is due to the maqam Fatima Masuna Qum Salamullah Alaiha enjoys. Some of the features of this lady is that she and Imam Rada were born from the same mother, from the children of Imam Musa Kazim. Their mother, Najma Khatun, gave birth to only two children, Imam Rada and Bibi Masuna Qum. Number two, she earned the title of Karima Ahl-e-Bait, the most knowledgeable and the most gracious and generous. They were all generous, but she got the title of being Karima Ahl-e-Bait, the one who is the generous one amongst the Ahl-e-Bait. And that's why, as far as her knowledge is concerned, Imam of the time, the seventh Imam, said this, فَصَرَّ الْإِمَامُ مُوسَى الْكَاظِمِ بِذَلِكَ وَقَالَ فِدَاهَا أَبُوهَا. When he saw the answer that she had given, he smiled and he said, may her father be ransomed over her. This is Imam of the time. He's Imam Masoom, but he utters these words for his daughter, saying that may his father be ransomed over her. She reached this status through her own willingness and of course tawfiq from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because seventh Imam had other daughters, but none came close to the status of Bibi Masuna Qum, known as Karima Ahl-e-Bait. Number three, doing her ziyarat is recommended by four Imams. Sixth Imam, seventh Imam, eighth Imam, ninth Imam, explicitly in their riwayat, give this recommendation to go and visit this lady in Qum. Whoever visits Masuna Qum is like the one who has visited me in Mashhad. Eighth Imam says that if you go for the ziyarat of Masuna Qum, it is as if you have done my ziyarat in Mashhad. Man zara al-ma'suma biqum kaman zarani. And whoever goes for her ziyarat with the ma'rifat that is due, of course, wajabat lahul jannah. Paradise would be obligatory on such an individual. And then sixth Imam, Imam Jafar al-Sadiq alayhi salatu. But these words, when you hear from sixth Imam, he says, Inna lillahi haraman wa huwa Makkah. For Allah there is a haram, which is Makkatul Mukarramah. Ila anna li Rasulillahi haraman. For Rasulullah there is a haram, which is Madinatul Munawwara. Wa inna li Amir al-Mu'mineen haraman wa huwa al-Kufa. There is a haram for Amir al-Mu'mineen, which is Kufa. Ala wa inna Qum al-Kufatu as-Saghira. And indeed, Qum is a small Kufa for us. Why? He says, Ala inna lil jannati thamaniyat abwab, thalathatun minha ila Qum. For Jannah there are 8 doors, 3 of them open toward the city of Qum. It says, تُقْبِضُ فِيهَا إِمْرَأَةٌ مِّنْ وَلَدِ اسمها فاطمة بنت موسى بن جعفر وتدخل بشفاعتها الشيعة الجنة بأجمعهم. And pretty soon, a lady from my progeny will be buried in that city, and if those who go for her ziyarat, they will be the ones who are the recipients of her shafa'at on the day of Jannah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. The fourth feature of this lady, so we've counted 3 features. Number 1, that she shares the same mother as Imam Rada. Number 2, that she's earned the title of Karima Ahl-e-Bait and her knowledge to the extent that Imam says that may her father be ransomed over her. Number 3, the thawab of the ziyarat of this lady mentioned by 4 Imams, 6, 7, and 8, and 9th Imam. And number 4, the hijrat of this great lady. Rasulullah said, La safaratun fi sabilillahi khayrun min khamsina hajjah. A travel for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is superior and better than 50 hajj. If a person, imagine, has done 50 Hajj in his lifetime, so mashallah, Haji, there's no title that you put upon. You do a few Hajj, you become Al-Hajj. Right? People refer to you as Al-Hajj and whatnot. He says a person who done 50 Hajj but has not gained any ma'rifat of Allah, that Hajj will not have any value whatsoever if this person has done one safar, غير Hajj, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just imagine the comparison that Rasulullah is given over here. So one of the chapters in fiqh is also about hijrah. Like Jafar Tayyar, who migrated to Abyssinia, like Prophet's migration from Mecca to Medina, Imam Hussein's migration from Mecca to Karbala, and similarly, Bibi Masuma Qun's migration from Medina to Mashhad originally, and eventually it was cut off and she passed away in the city of Qum. Also, we find another type of migration, which is from Haq towards, which is from Batil towards Haq. And you find the example of that migration in the life of Hazrat Hurr ibn Yazid al-Riyahi. That up until the 10th of Muharram, he finds himself to be in the camps of Yazid, in the camps of Umar Sa'ad. And then he makes this decision overnight where he finds himself to be between Jannah and Jahannam. And he makes that migration. It was very difficult. Many could have done that. But you only hear about Hur and his son. Abdullah Mohsin Hakim, many of you were old enough to have done his taqleed, I'm sure. He was the marja in the 70s era. He's buried in Najaf near the Haram of Amir al-Mu'mineen. He came to Karbala near the grave of Hur ibn Yazid al-Riyahi, and he said these words. He said, "You are Hur, and I am Hakim." He's just giving comparison, he's speaking in Arabic. Anta Hur wa ana Hakim. Anta shakhs wa ana Syed. We're an ordinary person. I am Syed, belonging to the family of Rasul. You are the leader of 1,000. I am a leader of millions, because he had millions of people who were doing his taqleed. You are a soldier, and I'm a scholar who has thousands of students. And the riwayat of Rasulullah says, "Yuzanu yawm al-qiyamati midadul ulama wa damu shuhada." On the day of judgment, Allah will weigh the blood of the martyrs with the pen of the ulama. فَيَرْجِعُ عَلَيْهِمْ مِدَادُ الْعُلَمَاء عَلَى دَمِ الشُّهَدَاءِ. And of course, the heavier would be the ink of the scholars, meaning showing the value of a scholar. So he said, "You are Hur, I am Hakim. You are a leader of 1,000, I'm a leader of million. You are a soldier, I was a scholar." What happened that you attain such a status where people like us come to your ziyarat, take off their shoes, do your ziyarat, and ask for your shafa'at? He said, while you were Hur, while you were, ordinary person, while you were only leader of 1,000, while you were a soldier, and then he counted all of his attributes, which were definitely heavier. It is still, what did you do that a person like me has to come for your ziyarat, take off the shoes in your vicinity, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for your shafa'at? That is the maqam, that the migration that Hazrat Hur did on that night from the camp of Batil toward the camp of Haqq at that time. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.